Okay, good morning, everybody, or afternoon. We are working in our passports today. I have this passport that is partially filled out because I keep losing it. But so I'm just going to flip through real quick, though, to remind everybody where we're at. So you have your information here. We have our Sagrada Familia stained glass. We have our drawing of La Sagrada Familia, and we have passport stamps. If you're behind on your passport stamps or you're behind on your on your passport, we will have opportunities to get caught up on that later. Here we have we drew a picture of this cubism style statue that is at Sagrada Familia. Here we worked on our geometric and organic shapes, and we created a portrait in the style of Cubism and Picasso. Some of you received this Guernica reproduction, which we glued so it goes to the bottom of the page. We know it's going to hang off, but that's okay. We're just going to fold it down. Okay? We want this here because this is an excellent example of Cubism. And the reason we're studying Picasso is because Picasso is a painter from Spain, and we are focusing on Spain and Barcelona. Okay? So, what we learned about these Cubist paintings and the Cubist style, and kind of like the scene in Barcelona, is that it is vibrant, it's very music-centric, and what I've given you today is a little guitar, which we're going to use as our inspiration for a drawing next. So what I'd like you to do is turn your sketchbook this way. And the guitar can be left or right, but it needs to be off to the side. So I'm going to use my glue stick, get a little bit of glue on there. And I'm going to glue it in. Okay? I'm going to need a pencil. Hopefully you've already gotten one. I always put my cap back on the glue stick, and I don't ruin the glue sticks. Okay. Now, I've made some notes. Let's see. Okay. So, this is an exercise to help us make a Cubist style composition. Okay? We are going to do a more extended project with this, but for today, we're just practicing how to make an aesthetically pleasing piece of art. So, I want to put something underneath here. One sec. Here we go. Okay, cool. So, the first thing I'm going to do in my sketchbook is I'm going to make a rectangle. And this is my picture plane. So in here is where I'm going to put the art. The subject, the muse for my art is this guitar. Do you need to draw a guitar perfectly? No. Do you need to have every fret perfect? No. We are here to get better at things. We are also making abstract art, okay? So I think, though, for me, a good place to start is to kind of make this peanut shape that is the body. And I am going to, now I know this is going to be tricky for some of you guys. I'm going to turn this because I want to put my guitar at an angle. So I'm just going to kind of, actually, I lied. Here, this would be the neck. I'm making a sketch first. And then here is the body of my guitar. It is not perfect. Am I worried about it? No. Am I making a scribble-scrabble mess and just racing to be finished? I am not. Okay, so up here is this part of the guitar. And my Guernica thing is kind of messing me up here, but that's okay. I'm off center but I'm good with that. Do you guys know what a person that makes a guitar is called? Because a guitar is a handmade object. It is, a craftsman's job. And the name of that is a luthier. And I know this because I have artists and woodworkers in my life. And one of my friends is a luthier. So he builds guitars is one of the ways that he makes a living. So pretty cool. Okay, so I'm just drawing as I'm talking. So now I have the neck, which is a little short. My strings are coming down. Oops, I guess I wouldn't go past this thing, but that's okay. Because we're drawing in the style of cubism. Okay, now I'm going to turn this on another angle. Well, now I'm just going to return to like a regular orientation because it's easier for me. All right. So, for example, if we're looking at Guernica, we have a lot of lines and shapes that are creating shattered areas. What we could do is we could draw the guitar again another way, or we could kind of like riff on different areas of the guitar. So for example, I think something that I like is the idea of the strings going through. And I'm not sure if a guitar has 4 or 5 strings, but I'm going to draw my strings going through here. I'm going to say it's 5 because I think a bass has 4. So either way, this could be like an acoustic guitar, or it could be an acoustic bass. So now I've already created some visual interest. I want you to pay attention to how I'm filling the space. Okay, great. Now another area of interest to me is just this whole part. 1, 2. So that's what I've done here. And this, I wish I knew the name of it. I'll try to find out. This top part, I'm going to kind of draw it. I'm going to kind of just play around with those 2 open spaces. Kind of reminds me of a skull. Have you guys seen, you know what I'm trying to say? The movie. Coco. Is that it? And how the guitar is kind of a face. So now, I mean, that's pretty cool, right? So I could have made it go over or behind. So like the cubists, I'm kind of taking some of the elements and making them my own. I like how, even though this was an accident, this is creating kind of like a 3-dimensional feel, like this is the side. So I'm adding that over here. Cool. Now, just in terms of composition, this area is looking really good. This is looking pretty interesting. And then over here, I feel like I need a little something more. So, I think what I could do, a couple of things. I want to play off these frets. That's the horizontal part here. I'm going to add some of those just for visual interest. And remember, we're artists, so I have artistic license. I can choose to add or omit as it would benefit the piece of art. Okay, so now, although not included in this, let's see, what can I do? What can I do over here? Maybe I'll just kind of create the flow of music. I like that. So I just echoed the shape of the guitar. And now my space is ready to become a painting or a drawing, or, you know, maybe I draw a little and I collage a little. I haven't fully decided what we're gonna do yet, but what we are gonna do today is we're gonna use our pencil and we are gonna add areas of value, dark to light, in these shapes that we've created. I will not accept shading over like this. I'm done. I will make you do it over. So thanks in advance for treating this with care. So for example, in this little area here, I'm gonna shade it pretty much my darkest value. Now, something about art that I know is that the eye seeks out repetition. So if I have a dark spot here, then I need to make a dark spot someplace else. And although there's no rules about it, I kind of like to make a triangle. Doink, doink, doink. But I can do more than that. Okay. Now I'm going to go kind of like the next value down. And in this space, kind of going dark to light. And now I'm just going to keep at it. And I can hear already someone's going to say, do we have to do all the spaces? Well, you can leave some spaces light, or maybe in some spaces you add some pattern. But what I'm looking for is 10 minutes of continuous effort on this piece of art. So go ahead and continue on your own.